Attorney General, who, as Governor Thornburgh said, is at the spear point of the rolling back the unconstitutional power grab of Obamacare. If elected governor, his proposed special session on the economy offers the best chance in a generation to enact the pro-growth policies Pennsylvania needs to build a more prosperous future. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom Corbett.
Thank you, David. Thank you for the kind introduction. And Governor, General, now you have to understand he has two titles. And I think he always preferred Governor as the final title. What a great role model. Not only for Governor, but it was a great role model for me. I had the opportunity to succeed in the line of succession, his position as United States Attorney for the Western District of Pennsylvania, and sit at that desk. And to serve under him when he was Attorney General, to be part of his Attorney General's Advisory Committee. What great wise counsel he gave to us. And I am always proud of the fact that I worked with him and that together we did defend the Constitution of the United States every day. Sam, Mike, it's nice to be here with you today and look forward to seeing you. We look forward to working with you come next year as we continue to work this year as Attorney General. I'm Tom Corbett, and I am too running for governor of Pennsylvania. I'm running for governor because it is time for true leadership here in Pennsylvania. Leadership that just doesn't talk to Pennsylvanians, but leadership that actually listens to Pennsylvanians all across Pennsylvania and listens and does the right thing. Leadership that makes decisions based on what's in the best interest of Pennsylvania, not in what is in the best interest of being reelected. In the last 7 years, as you well know, our state has spiraled downward. It's continued to go downward. We are at the top of every tax burden list and at the bottom of every job creation list. Spending has increased under this governor by 40%. And despite a projected deficit of over $500 million, it's actually, Mike, if I remember correctly, it's getting close to $1 billion already, and we're only in April. The governor is still calling for more spending, a 4% increase. What's his solution? It's increasing taxes, of course. Taxes on our families, taxes on our seniors, taxes on our job creators, small business, large business, who already pay too much. And by raising taxes again, this administration is dooming, or at least trying to raise taxes again, this administration is dooming more families to hardship, more businesses to failure, and more problems for our state's economy. With a looming pension crisis, an unfunded unemployment compensation trust fund, the raid of the MCare fund that the court has now ordered to be returned, Pennsylvania simply can't afford to wait any longer for solutions. And that's why I've already called for the governor to hold a special session on the economic recovery of Pennsylvania. And to date, he's taken no action. As governor, I will. It's time to take, I agree here with Sam, it is time to take the partisanship out of Harrisburg. It's time to take it out and find real answers and real solutions. And I promise you my approach will be different. One that focuses on fiscal discipline, making Pennsylvania competitive in the global marketplace. Many of you have heard me talk about this over the past few months and about my vision for Pennsylvania. I've talked about 6 words: fiscal discipline, limited government, and free enterprise. It's an important vision. I want you to know it is not just my vision. I've brought together in our planning process industry and government leaders, job creators, private citizens, nonprofit organizations, educators, economists, and many of you in this room here today to talk about the future of Pennsylvania, not just now, but in 2020 and 2030, when our children and our grandchildren are out in these chairs and they're running government and they are the leaders. Because now is the time to build the foundation for the 21st century. The last 8 years we've wasted. And I ask you, what kind of Pennsylvania do you want to leave to your children? Do you want to leave to your children and grandchildren a Pennsylvania that is $1 billion, not in debt, but $1 billion debt service right now and growing day by day? As I travel Pennsylvania, I've listened, I have learned. We have exchanged ideas, and we have put together a real reform agenda based on honesty, integrity, and leadership. Where do we start? Where can you start? First off, you start with state government. Why? Because we can't fix Pennsylvania's economy until we fix government, and that helps to guide the economy. As my actions, not my words, my actions have demonstrated, I am committed to rooting out corruption, to rooting out waste and fraud and abuse from any source. I will bring the change to Harrisburg that will get us back on track and moving in the right direction. It is clear from my time here in Harrisburg, from what you see in the papers, we need an open, transparent, and accountable government that finally puts Pennsylvania's taxpayers first. To that end, I have released a government reform agenda that addresses many of these issues, from eliminating WAMs and per diems to instituting transparency, to reducing the cost and size of state government. It's time to remember that the money in that budget is your money and your children's money. And as we work to get Pennsylvania's financial house back in order, we work to get the business climate in order. Job growth must be our number one top priority, bringing innovation and a new way of governing to everything that we do. With Pennsylvania facing near double-digit unemployment, many national leaders and the current governor would have us believe that government creates jobs. You agree with that? No. I didn't think so. We all know that that's simply not true. Free enterprise and the entrepreneurial spirit that is embodied in businesses, both large and small, across Pennsylvania, that's what creates jobs. Good, family-sustaining jobs. I think the governor mentioned census takers. It's a temporary job. We need good, family-sustaining jobs. I've been sharing my plan to put Pennsylvanians back to work across the state of Pennsylvania. One that combines cutting taxes for our employers with meaningful regulatory and legal reform. These plans include reducing the corporate net income tax, removing the net operating loss cap, moving the single sales factor forward to the right direction, removing the inheritance tax,